Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be going over 7 ways on how to make better decisions with your money. All right, so we should all be thinking about this. We should all be making wise and smart decisions when it comes to our money. All right, so I guarantee you, if you stick to this video and you follow all these 7 ways on how to make better decisions with your money, I guarantee you that you will make smarter and better decisions with your money. And we also need to remember that money is also an energy transfer. That's all money is an energy transfer. And if you're able to understand and utilize these 7 ways and 7 steps on how to make better decisions with your money, I guarantee you that you'll have a better and more fluent energy flow within your life when it comes to money. All right? So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we got, think more future-based instead of present-based. Now, what do I mean when I say think more future-based instead of present-based? Now, specifically when it comes to money, we all need to be focusing on how our future is going to look, how our future is going to portray when we accumulate and start generating more wealth into our life. All right, so your present decisions right now that you make right now dictate your future outcomes. So we all know that wealth is something that we can't see. Wealth is the unseen. So when we make the necessary decisions, when we make the necessary sacrifices in our present life to accumulate as much money as we can and make smart decisions with our money in the present moment, then we start to accumulate that wealth. We start to generate that generational wealth in the future, in the long run. Now, you look at these certain owners of these certain companies. You look at the owner of Walmart, owner of McDonald's, the owners of these mass corporations, these mass institutions. They don't just think in the present moment when it comes to money and finances. They think about the future. They think about what the future holds and how they can impact society in their own way and how they can formulate and generate that generational wealth and feed off to their family members, their children, grandchildren, and so on and so forth. So they tend to think from a future-based standpoint. And that's how we all need to think when it comes to money. And not just with money, just with anything in life. Anything in life, we need to be future-oriented, future-based instead of present-based. All right, so we need to have that balance between, staying in the present moment, not to think too far into the future, not to contemplate too far into the future, focusing on things that we can't control in our lives. But we also need to, have a future-based mindset when it comes to certain things like money. All right. So always think more future-based instead of present-based. All right. So the second one, diversify your income more into assets. Now, basically, when you diversify your income, when you concentrate more in putting your money towards your asset column, towards your assets, you are able to generate more income. And that's the quickest way and the most profound way in order for you to get rich. So according to ChatGPT, the top 7 assets that you can invest your money in are things such as real estate, stocks and bonds, affiliate marketing, creating a YouTube channel or a blog, peer-to-peer lending, selling digital products online, and renting out your home or car. So when we diversify our income and when we start focusing more on passive income and developing our asset column, we are able to generate more wealth. We are able to generate more income into our lives. And that way we're able to have money work for us and not have to work for money. So the smartest way and the smartest thing to do when it comes to money and making money is investing and putting forth money into your asset column. And that way you can have money work for you and not work for money. All right. So I have a video explaining a little bit about that in more detail. 6 things that you need to remember in order to have financial success. I'll leave that video link down in the description if you guys want to check that out. So we always need to diversify our income in many ways. especially with social media, especially with the internet nowadays, man. There are a vast amount, thousands upon thousands of ways on how you can make money, especially in today's age. So there's no excuse for us. There are many ways for us to make money, and we need to take advantage and take a step ahead and think ahead on how we can make more money and to put forth the action, the law of action, in order for us to accumulate as much income as we can. All right, that's your goal. All right, so take advantage of these opportunities while you can. All these opportunities that are put forth in front of you, and take advantage of it and put some action into it. All right. So the third thing is to save, but also spend your money wisely. Now, it's important for us to also save our money, all right? Save our money for a rainy day, because the world, life is nothing but full of surprises. Life is full of surprises, and you never know what you may have to pay for. It could be, for a medical bill, emergency medical bill. It could be for a family emergency, is a death in the family. It could be anything, because life is full of surprises, and life can hit you with things that you never even expected. So always need to be saving money as much as we can, but also we have to realize that not everything in this world is free. All right, so we're gonna be spending money here and there. All right, but it doesn't make sense to me how, especially our natural resources like food, shelter, and water, things come from the earth. We have to pay for things that come from the earth that God has given to us. But that's another subject for a whole nother day. But it's important for us to, save money, because life is full of surprises and many things can come up, that unexpectedly. But we also need to spend our money wisely. All right, we can't be, focusing on things that don't benefit us in the long run, focusing on spending money on clothes, jewelry, the new car that comes out in the year, or the new watch, or anything that doesn't benefit us in the long run, that doesn't benefit us in our own lives. We shouldn't be focusing on things such as materialism. We need to be smart with our money. We need to spend and buy things that are necessities for us. Like I said, like I mentioned earlier, like food, shelter, and water, and things of that nature. So always spend your money wisely. Be smart with your money. Don't go too overboard with the things that you may want. It's okay to splurge every once in a while and spend money on things that you may want, but when you're going too overboard, when you're putting more money into things that you necessarily don't need, then that's when it becomes a problem. All right, so be smart with your money. All right, so the next thing, make certain sacrifices. Now, when I say make certain sacrifices, let's say you may be on a budget. You may not, be at the financial goal that you're at right now. So if you plan on generating wealth, if you plan on becoming rich, if you plan on having a certain milestone or a certain income that you desire, you have to make certain sacrifices in your present life. So let's say, you may work, a regular job, and you eat out every single day. You eat out at, these different fast food places and things of that nature. Try to limit the amount of times you eat out in a day. All right, don't go out, eating, buying food, going out to eat every single day. Maybe start off by, going to the grocery store, picking up some foods, picking up different types of food items, so you can, maybe you can make your lunch. Make your lunch and bring it to work every day, instead of going out to eat every single day and buying all this food. So just many different examples like that. Always make certain sacrifices in your life. Don't go to the club every single day. If you're the type of person that likes to party and go out and go to the club every single day, eliminate that. Eliminate all that time that you go out, in public. You can save a lot of gas money. You can save a lot of money when you're buying all this food and fast food and things like that. Just always make little sacrifices. Make certain sacrifices in your life. Think about how doing these things and not spending so much money on unnecessary things can further your income and further your your future self. Think more of your future self. When you think more about your future self, then that's when you start making the smart decisions and necessary decisions on what to do with your money, and not just with money, just with anything in life. All right, so make the sacrifices, make the smart decisions. It may hurt right now in the present moment, but think about the future self. Think about your future self, because when you are spending your money on unnecessary things like I mentioned earlier, materialism, going out to eat all the time, clubbing, drinking, partying, being on the video game all day, then you're robbing your future self. So you're robbing your future self when you do that. All right. So always think about things like that. Don't rob your future self. So next thing, ask yourself, why do you want to make this certain amount of money, and focus on that why. So many of us, when we try to acquire a certain income, or we try to make a certain amount of money in our lives, and not just with money, but specifically with money, we all have different financial goals. We all have different financial desires in our lives. So ask yourself this: why do I want to make a certain amount of income? Why do I want to make this certain amount of money in my life? Ask yourself that. Legitimately ask yourself that. What's the reason why I want to make this certain amount of money? What's the reason why I want to accumulate this certain amount of income? Is it because you want more time in your life? Because you want to have the freedom to do whatever you want? You want to have the freedom to travel the world? You want to retire at an early age? You want to become a humanitarian? You want to do many different works, helping out the needy, helping out the hungry people, the starving children, the starving people of the world. You just want to be a humanitarian and donate as much money as you can to help the world out. Whatever that may be, what is your why? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to accumulate this certain amount of income? Why do you want to achieve this certain milestone when it comes to money and finances and things of that nature? So focus on that why. Why are you doing this? Next thing, don't become influenced by other people's motives. Now, like I mentioned earlier in the earlier point, many people have different goals. Many people have different dreams. Many people have different aspirations when it comes to money. So don't be influenced by other people's motives. Don't be influenced by other people's dreams when it comes to money. If somebody wants to earn a certain amount of income so they can, be the most flashy guy and get the most women, and, buy the luxury cars and buy the most expensive drinks and bottles, things like that, don't make that your motive. Don't make that your desire. Don't make that your goal and your dream when it comes to making money, right? That, like I said earlier, focus on your why. Why do you want to do this? Don't focus on why other people are acquiring money. Just because they want to, do certain things and, have these certain luxuries in life, that necessarily doesn't mean that you want to do the same things as well. So focus on your why. Don't be influenced by other people's motives and why they want to make money. Focus on why you want to make money. All right, that's the end goal. That's what you have to have in your mind. Focus on why you want to have this money and not what other people think. And last but not least, find humility when things go right and forgiveness/compassion when things go wrong. So it's always important for us, whenever things go right in our lives, we always have to remain humble. We always have to remain meek. Now I'm a very spiritual person, so I like to implement a little bit. I like to implement a little spiritual stuff in my works, in things that don't relate to spirituality at all. So when things are going right in our lives, when we are accumulating a certain income, when we are when things go right, when many different things go right in our lives, we always have to remain meek and humble. All right, don't let certain things go right in our lives, and we start to, our ego starts to get puffed up and say, oh yeah, I'm living the life, I'm living the dream, nothing can go wrong, and this, that, and the third. We always have to remain positive and meek, because when we start to drift off and our ego starts to get puffed up and we start to, get carried away with ourselves, then all that can be taken from you, right? Because life could just slap the hell out of you. Life can just, say, you're not all that. All right, so we always have to remain poised and meek and humble. And when things go wrong in our lives, we have to remain compassionate. We have to have forgiveness with ourselves because, like I mentioned earlier in this video, life is full of surprises. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing positive lasts forever, and things don't go our way all the time. So we always have to remain, we always have to have forgiveness and compassion for ourselves. All right, because when we focus on things that we can't control, when things go wrong in our lives, we're on our purpose, we're on our due diligence, when we're on the narrow path, when we're fulfilling our purpose, and things start to go wrong, we can't dwell on things that we can't control. When we dwell on things that we can't control, then we start to become unbalanced. We start to, become depressed, having anxiety, and, just being too hard on ourselves. You're being too hard on yourself. So focus on things that you can control. Or when you focus on things that you can control, that's when you start to, have a positive impact in your life. That's when you start to, do necessary things that are in accordance, that are in alignment with your will, that are in alignment with your life. You start having a more positive mind, having more positive thoughts, and you start staying focused. You start staying focused at the task at hand. All right. So when things go wrong in your life, always remain poised. Always have forgiveness for yourself, and always have compassion for yourself. All right. All right, so let's recap today's video. These are 7 ways on how to make better decisions with your money. So think more future-based instead of present-based. Diversify your income more into assets. Save, but also spend your money wisely. Make certain sacrifices. Ask yourself, why do you want to make this certain amount of money, and focus on that why. Don't become influenced by other people's motives, and find humility when things go right, and forgiveness/compassion when things go wrong. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you're in a state in your life where you're frustrated, even when it comes to money, finding your purpose in life, balancing your spirituality, doing the shadow work, whatever that may be in life, always remember that frustration is a part of growth. Right? You need to go through the frustration. When you go through the frustration and you rise up above that frustration in your life, that's when you start to become more of a diligent person. That's when you start to become more of a strong individual in life. Right? Because we need to go through obstacles. We need to go through frustration. And when we elevate and rise above that frustration and rise above the obstacles and rise above the bad things that happen in our lives, that's when we start to become stronger. That's when we start to become more of a dominant person. Nothing in this life can stop us. All right. So always remember that frustration is a part of growth. All right. So till next time. And always remember, all power resides from within. And always keep the faith, because God in the universe is always working for you. Take care, guys. God bless.